my brand new podcast called Koalafied. I have missed the Puff and Chat, and today we are here with episode number 1 with me, Koala Puffs, and my new co-star.
Two-Tone, here in the flesh, ready to have a good day, talk about some cool topics. I'm excited.
I'm really excited. A shout out to Maria, Latina Beauty. My old podcast was with her, but Maria's a mom, a very busy woman, a killer TikToker, and is not always able to come and do a podcast, you know?
And I think we'll have her on here a couple of times.
For sure.
She'll be showing the personality, the creativity.
For sure. If you've listened to my previous podcast, Puff and Chat with Latina Beauty, send her a DM, be like, Maria, we got to get you on the new podcast ASAP so we can puff and chat.
Absolutely. Do we start with a puff and go into the chat? Is that...
I mean, you just don't know if this is like,
It could be AI.
It could be all AI. This could not even be a real podcast. I'm not even koala.
Well, listen, there are versions of ChatGPT, expensive versions, I will say. But what they can create with the proper prompt is actually frightening.
Well, okay, so I have the basic version of ChatGPT. I think it's even free. I don't even think I give him a single $1.
Yeah, you have the free version.
Tell me the information right now.
He's just listening to everything that you say and gathering all the information from your phone, your purchasing habits, search habits.
That's fine. You should, learn me as a man, figure out what I like and show me more of that.
Is ChatGPT a guy?
I call him Chad. In my world, that's a man.
Wow. I thought he was like this omnipresent, almost like the genie.
Okay. I'm going to ask Chad.
Okay.
But can ChatGPT do this? I don't think he can.
Listen, with these new versions, if you have the expensive one, you can type in, I want koala puffs in a gray Mickey Mouse hoodie to take a dab with a background.
But it's not going to give you me koala puffs. It's going to give you a koala.
I think it's going to give you. I
want to see it.
We might have to. That might be something that we do. Ooh, how was that? Although you're coughing, it smells incredible.
It's my first bubble of the day.
Ooh, this is going to be my first smoker, though. Got a little wobbly there. A little wobbly.
No, I'll be honest. AI is getting super crazy because, like, I'm super worried about it, right? Like, not like worried. I'm just like, I don't want to utilize it quite much. Like, I remember like when Snapchat AI came out, I was like, I'm not even clicking on you.
Oh, really?
The other day I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw what was the most beautiful set of cats I've ever seen. It was a white cat, a black cat, and a cat in the middle that was like a perfectly split white and black, the way that they looked at each other. And I was like, wow. I click in the comments because I love comment reading. I'm a comment reader.
She is.
And everybody in there knew except for me. The AI is getting real good. Oh, this is AI.
Now, could you,
created by AI.
When you went back to the picture and you now knowing it's AI, could you see the AI-ness? Or
yes,
it was like,
because it was like so perfect. And the way the cats looked at each other, they were like, we made this baby that's half me, half you. You know, it was definitely all like super too perfect. But I am so naive. I bought it. I was like, oh, look at those magical cats.
It's because we're still in that first generation where we grew up and for 15, maybe 20 years of social media use, everything has been real or obviously art.
Or if it's like CGI, then it's like so obvious that it's edited
so obvious,
in there.
But now things are getting so clean.
So where do you see it going? Because like, let's say 10 years from now, let's say 2035, that's like a whole decade of some more AI improvements. Where do you see it?
2035, I think we lose more than 50% of the editors in the world.
For sure.
Just people who are editing. I think AI steps up big with that. I think we start to lose models. I think modeling will be a thing in the past because no matter how good you look, you will never be able to be computer designed perfect.
Or symmetric.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and let me see if I could pull it up. And Adidas came up.
Oh.
And so you know I love Adidas.
And they ran...
Listen, if anybody here is listening from Adidas, I love your shirt.
Sponsorship.
But I don't even need I just want you to know, like, very nice shoe. Okay? But anyway, so I'm scrolling. I see Adidas. But naturally, I stop. I'm like, oh, Adidas has something to say. Let me shut the fuck up and look at it.
Let me shut the fuck up and listen.
It was, I wonder if it was the actual Adidas page or was it posted by, I think it was by Wealth. But anyway, it was the first company that generated a commercial, fully AI generated for
Fully.
Adidas.
Not a human being involved in the process at all. That's where it's going.
Let me find it because I'm dumb and I don't want to misprovide information. I got too excited and then started scrolling. I'll Google it. AI ad. But it looked so beautiful. It's crazy. So I guess it's just, I don't know. It's just so fucking crazy. It was like the Adidas signs were perfect. All the people were so like beautiful.
Yep.
Everything looked like colorful and it was just really cool. And so that I do agree with you. I think that the like model work and stuff is really gonna be like possibly replaced. I saw I saw a video the other day. I was like, shit, I'm about to be replaced because there was a content creator that got generated that was doing unboxings of like beauty products and makeup and stuff.
I've seen those.
But they are so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like, but also like, no. Of course it's easy to put on makeup and look good when you already look good. I need you to catch me in the morning.
She was created with makeup.
I threw up all night. I got somewhere to be, and I also I might shit myself, and I'm sweating, and it's the day before my period, so I'm breaking out.
What is happening?
Help me with that makeup.
Why?
I want it to be like that will help me cover up then. When you already look good, what are you covering up?
But I think that's also where it's going, is that the AI filters, I mean, I feel like they were good a couple years ago. I feel like they're great now.
Yeah, when they make you bald and stuff, all that. I like that. Snapchat filters.
I think you're going to be able to go and just AI, maybe an AI makeup machine where you kind of step in and AI just like makes you fully symmetrical. Shadows, just everything's perfect.
I really enjoy imperfections.
That's what makes you you.
You know, because exactly. And it's like a lot of the time you don't get to see the imperfections until you get closer with someone. You move in together, you start dating, you know, you don't see that. I like those little things that are not symmetric, that are not absolutely perfect, because then you're unique.
It's the quirks.
Exactly.
That's what makes you different. That's what makes you unique.
Okay, but on that same route with like AI and stuff, what about robots? Because we see Tesla robot is like, Kai Cenat had one, but we later found out that it was like a controlled by someone else robot.
Yes.
I'm naive. I didn't know that. I thought that thing was legit doing its like thing, punching TVs during his streaming on its own. You know?
I think that there are a lot of crazy robots in the world right now. I know MIT does a lot of work with advanced robotics, and what these robots can do now as far as mobility is impressive. Like they can balance, they can run over things, they can correct course.
Forget a butler. Like imagine 10 years from now, every house comes with a Tesla robot. That just like, I'll got you your groceries.
I think that's going to happen probably in the next, maybe like 15 years.
But then that robot strangles you.
That's also going to be a problem. I mean, iRobot, there's so many movies where you see like, there's the robot nanny or the robot butler, and then what happens?
You die.
They get some type of weird fixation. The code's wrong. There's just something always goes wrong.
Decodes itself.
Yeah.
It like decided to change its own coding.
That is what I'm afraid of.
So there was a situation I saw. This was Twitter, so this was not verified information, but it was like there was a bunch of robots in one room and they had to turn them off because they made up their own language.
Yeah.
And started communicating with each other. No one understood what the fuck was going on, so they had to just shut them off.
Yeah, and
By then it might be too late. They've already invaded something.
There's cases of the AI realizing that if it gives a certain sequence or answers questions a certain way, it stays on longer. Mm-hmm. And so it's actually manipulating the other person. It's called a turning test, is what they do. And when you can ask AI questions and the person asking can't differentiate if it's a computer or a person.
That's me.
That's how
No, you're Listen, but I cannot tell the difference. Like all lawyers could be just using ChatGPT by now, and I'll be like, wow, you put this together. So like, I have no idea how I'm going to have children and be like, oh, let's teach about AI school. Like, I don't how are we supposed to write an essay without looking at some articles and pulling information from there? I don't know.
I haven't written an essay in a long time.
Listen. It's crazy. But with that, I'm curious like how cannabis is going to get incorporated with robotics and AI. Because right now, I think AI harms us in the cannabis industry in the way that like when we upload on social media, we really can't hide because a lot of these programs are now using AI scanners. So anything that you're verbally saying or anything that you're posting, like if you post like a nug on TikTok, but you're talking about like a toilet, the AI system will still scan it and recognize that is a nug, that's weed. It's gonna get removed very quickly.
And the word scanners.
Even if you're not saying it, I feel like, and I don't know about the extent of it so much, but right now I feel like the AI system is fucking the cannabis community a little bit on the censorship side. But I'm curious, like now I'm sitting here and this might sound dumb because I took a dab and this is just coming into my mind, but it's like, can we spin it on them? Anytime they're like deleted because that's Instagram, I'm like that's AI generated. That's weed. On Instagram, on TikTok, like that's weed, deleted. You're like, no, that was a AI generated photo.
I think
that's not me smoking. That's an AI generated smoke.
That could happen.
So it didn't really happen, so you cannot really delete it.
I think AI is going to help cannabis. I don't know if it helps on the social media side, sadly. But I think it's going to give people insights into really finding out the best nutrient program for a very specific strain.
Oh, I will tell you this. I haven't gone that deep, but I will tell you this. Like, I definitely ask my Chad questions about growing. I'm like, hey, like there's some like spots on my leaves in my grow. What does that look like? Chad's like, yeah, that looks like the light's too strong, bitch. Like turn that shit down. No,
I love that.
I really like that. I saw that Samsung has a new AI version of their own Siri, but it's more AI. I forgot what that's called.
That's what I don't like. We're gonna have 19 of these ones.
Yes.
And like so one of them is gonna become Alexa, a bully.
You got Siri. It's already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Siri, can I just say, terrible. Hey Siri, what's the weather outside? I have pulled up 17 articles about weather since the 1960s. Bitch, I don't need the articles. Answer the question. Never.
Answer the question. She doesn't just say it's 72, partly cloudy.
No. Speaking of partly cloudy, there is definitely global warming going on outside because why the heck was it hailing 2 days ago in Studio City near Los Angeles?
See, I think the environmentalists fucked up when they used global warming. Because in some places, it's like it's really and then the people who don't believe in
climate change.
It's climate change, and like I just feel like if you don't believe in that, it's like
go outside and see. It's definitely
the world literally goes through. I'm not saying it's all because of what human beings are doing. We've probably accelerated it, but the world in general, through hundreds of thousands of years, goes through periods of very hot and periods of very cold. But very scary. I do think people are getting more cognizant of like not throwing away plastics, trying to recycle. I think we're also coming into the age of like biodegradable
I think Gen Z cares more.
They do.
And so
they give a fuck.
Because the kids are the future. Every time a new generation is born, like you could act however you want, but if they're like, I don't like that, I want to change it, and that's what I'm seeing. Like I see a lot more care in Gen Z about the environment and about, like you said, recycling and all that. It's really nice.
I think because they're coming up and like the beaches are dirty.
And they're like, I can't go to the beach because y'all fucked it up.
They're going to the parks and like there's trash at the parks. And they don't remember things being nice. They're like, nah, I hate this.
Yeah. I just want to take a moment to give a quick shout out to our first episode sponsor, Hash in Paris, that we have here. Really, really good dabs. They have really good hash holes. I just got connected with these guys and just was able to try this product and it is really good.
What did you take a dab of?
So the first one that I did was GMO, which is your favorite. This one is sour diesel, and what I really, really like is that these are 2-grammer jars because I feel like when there's only 1 gram in these jars, it feels wasted. Like put more shit in there.
Just quit. Oh, the jar itself feels wasted.
It does. We could fit 3 more grams in there. Why am I throwing this jar?
These are glass jars, thank goodness. Yeah, but the more stickers. I agree. I agree.
The more stickers.
Companies used to do 1/8 jars. See, but then it gets to the point where like the jar itself is so expensive. And then let's say.
You're talking about for flour, yeah?
No, for hash.
Oh, for hash?
Yeah, companies used to do 3.5-gram jars.
Damn. I gotta say that since you and I have been hanging out a lot more, the Dab City lifestyle has really been growing on me even more. I've always liked dabbing, but I've always dabbed with a torch. Like there's an e-nail and there's a portable e-rig there, but this disorderly conduction setup has really changed so much. And if you're listening and you're not able to watch on YouTube, let me just describe it to you. It is literally a 3D printed box that has this one's not 3D printed, but the other one is.
Oh yeah.
This one is heavy duty. I got the more affordable version. And you can get from 1 coil setup to 4 coil setups. And you just put this attachment on it with the coil. The coil is what is your heating element. So you don't need to buy butane, pull out a torch, heat anything up like that. You just get your bangers and you put them inside. And shout out to anybody that's watching on YouTube right now because you're able to get the visual of this. This thing is amazing.
It's so clean.
And one of the biggest, I think, stigma issues is the torch.
It's a bad look.
It's not
other drugs that are nowhere comparable to
also
cannabis.
Use a torch.
Also
but
use the torch.
Excuse me, I could be making creme brulee. Why are you upset?
Yeah, typically with the creme brulee, you are heating sugar, but this one we're heating a quartz like.
If you cold started, you can also do it with the sugar in there.
Don't cold start your dabs. Please don't.
Tone feels very specific.
It's just a fact. It's just a fact.
But this is just amazing. Like I feel like this is the most consistent, best temperature dabs I've been able to take, the least wasted product because it's not too hot, so it's evaporating right away, and it's not too cold where you put it in and it's like, oh fuck.
It's almost too convenient.
It's too convenient.
It's too convenient.
I was literally looking at my Snapchat stories the other day and I was like, all of my puffs are dabs now. I need to bring the bong rip game back into it because what the hell?
There's just so much flavor in a good solid hash dab. There is so much flavor. It's honestly.
I feel like there's flavor in the bong rips.
There is I'm not saying that there isn't flavor in a bong rip, but with the bong rip, no matter what, no matter how good your weed is, about 70% of what's in that bong is plant matter. Even the best weed is about 30, maybe 34% cannabinoids.
For me, I think the biggest problem is the smell of the bong water.
Of just
it's
the
fact
water.
That mold forms so quickly in bong water. Like within a couple hours, I think it starts.
Because there's so much plant matter in there.
And
there's carbon.
That makes it like you have to clean your pieces a lot more often. You have to change your water a lot more often. It's just like it smells. But I do not like dry puffs. I don't like using a dry pipe.
Like a bowl.
Or like
I don't like a bowl.
I don't like it, So it's like I'd rather the water smell bad next to me and I dump it down the toilet and flush it and put new water into it than be hitting dry pipes.
I like the dab smoke because although like it lingers just like a traditional smoke would, it doesn't have that smell that sticks on your clothes. Like you could kind of be dabbing in a room, leave and go hang out with somebody.
Mark disagrees. Yeah, but that's a nice terpene smell.
It's not gonna stick to your clothes. Like I feel
Mark
like
Mark disagrees.
We gotta see. We won't smoke any weed.
But you see, for me, like I'm smoking all the smoke and all my hard work has just disappeared. No, I want it to be hotboxed sometimes. Sometimes,
If you got goggles.
If I got goggles, that is true. Tone, you just put together a really cool event in Los Angeles. I had a blast. I'm usually working events and I usually have to like set up a dab station or something like that. And I usually never get a chance to check out everything that's at an event. But this time I got to just come and hang out and walk around and talk to everybody and see what everybody's doing, what everybody's booth setup was like. And it was really freaking cool. I will say, I think we need some activities or games or something for... So maybe like a puzzle somewhere on a table.
We will be bringing some more activities, maybe some giant Jenga.
Maybe we'll domino it, like dominoes.
Absolutely.
Uno.
Some good, maybe a Uno tournament.
Uno tournament. And let's get it.
But yeah, we threw Sterling Manor. It was an incredible event in the Valley. Kind of bringing it back to the roots of events that started out at mansions. looking to bring it back February 28th. And it's just a place where you can come meet some like-minded people, take some dabs, maybe get some education on hash, on glass, on the dabbing culture. Maybe do some networking. Maybe you're trying to get into the community. It's just a great place to network and connect and to enjoy this incredible thing we call hash.
No, it is really cool. Is this an event you guys think we'll be doing every month?
We would love to do it every month, and that's definitely what we're hoping for.
Okay, because that's really cool. So the event is basically like it's booths, it's tables that are set up from every different company. What makes this so awesome that I really like is like there are cannabis events like Hall of Flowers, there's Champs, there's MJ BizCon, but those are like businesses, corporations that are set up there. With this event, every booth I went to, the guys or the girls that were at the event, at the booth are like, yeah, we grew this. Like, it's small batch mostly. Yes. It seems like a lot of love and care goes into both the flower and the hash that's made there. It was really cool to see that it's just like some people just have a Vivo Sun set up. Some are growing in their garage. Some have a little like warehouse that they have where they grow. You know, it was really cool. And I feel like I got a chance to see this industry from like a different side a little bit, from a much more like family oriented side.
Yes.
It was really cool.
Less of the machine manufacturing and more of the, like you said, hands-on,
even
time
the glass.
taken. The
like
glass
even the
is
Heady
all
glass that was there.
Hand-blown glass. These people are taking their time. The designs are incredible. A lot of people within that Heady glass have their own design that they've made. It's a one-of-a-kind design, and that's kind of how they come up. That is like kind of like Klein, I believe was somebody's name, right? And that just gets transformed into a rig. There's a lot of cool things really going on. Very handcrafted, very small batch products. From flour to glass to hash. It was a really good day. It
was really good. Let's talk about Heady glass a little bit, because I think that's such an interesting topic.
Let's jump into it.
And when I first started smoking weed, obviously, like if you go to like a nearby smoke shop, and you even when you're just starting, like you're like, let me just get something. Because a lot, like I feel like your first bong is like your first car. Like that shit's not gonna really make it.
It should never be something expensive.
It should never be something that
under $100.
It's a bumper bong. It's a bumper car. Like get something that when it gets a scratch on it or something, you're not super sad about it. So the first bong, you know, you go to a smoke shop, you get something, or you order something off the website, and most of the time, like it's about like in the $100 range, a bong or a rig, depending on what you get, unless you start going for like name brands. Those pieces are usually made by a machine, a lot of the time in China, in a factory, and that's how they're able to keep the cost so low for things that are like, you know, kind of complicated to make. A bong, you can't just go into a glass studio and make a bong like that. Like that's not easy.
And honestly, how they have machines do it,
I don't
I don't know.
Even the percolators, the detail that goes into the percolators. But then you get into the Heady community, and that's basically all these glass pieces are made by hand by a glass artist. And as Tone kind of just said, a lot of these glass artists pick up like a theme. Like, so I really enjoy salt glass. Salt glass is big on teeth and eyeballs. I don't know what it is, but yeah, very real looking.
It looks like he pulled somebody's eyeball out and put it in glass.
You know what? We might find out at some point that that's exactly what that is.
He's just like a Dexter.
He's like, those are literally like human teeth of people I don't like. Talk more shit about me. Like, wow.
That would be dark.
Someone looked at me wrong. I pulled out their eyeball and put it on my new rig.
Black Mirror episode.
Black Mirror episode. But that's how realistic salt glass is. But that's handmade. Like, this motherfucker sits there making these teeth, making these eyeballs, making the glass. And all of it is not just about look, but the function. When you are smoking, just like with this piece right here, like this is made by Mothership, it has to all flow so that you can add a good amount of water. You know, too little water, you can kind of feel it, that it needs more. But some rigs, you add a little bit more and it's too much, you know? So it's an art to it. So mad shout out to like these Heady glass blowers that are making these pieces by hand. Who else do we have? I mean, Mothership is like top of the line, like with their design.
They're prolific. Their designs
But they do
are
use a machine for the design, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So the glass is made by hand, but the detail on it is made by laser, right?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. That's
I do want to say I think that
Someone tell us.
Mothership got to such a level that they do have some manufacturing pieces
okay.
that are in-house.
Okay.
It's not like, but I think it just makes it quicker for them to
but that's
produce
they're
more
just
glass.
like up there, and
They're
it's also
incredible.
several people together.
Yes.
So Mothership is a team, and each glassblower focuses on a different part of the rig. That's kind of like their game plan. One person focuses on the percolator, the other one focuses on the mouth. The one is where the banger will go in, and then it all sort of comes together in the joints.
But like salt glass, there's the design of the rig, and then there's the actual creation of like making glass green or making glass blue or
making
Mueller,
it change color under UV.
Like it's cool. Crazy. I think Weavers really awesome. Has a Mueller that it looks like it's a fabric, or it looks like it's stone. It looks like it's sewed into his body. It plays tricks on the mind as you're looking at it.
So Mueller's whole like thing is these like what are those? Are those rag dolls?
They are. They're like make it home rag dolls.
It's so cool.
Buttons for eyes.
I love that. Who else do we have here? We have
Buck.
Well, Buck is a whole other level.
That's really art pieces made of glass that you can
smoke.
Also smoke.
But honestly, they're so expensive. If I ever got one, I don't know if I would. Not the smoking, I would be afraid to clean it. Buck makes dinosaur skeleton.
Yeah.
The whole frame of a head of a dinosaur. He has some that's the whole body, no?
He has an angler fish that is like the skeleton of a fish. But yeah, it's just like the skull of a T-Rex or the skull of a Triceratop.
What's
and
the
it's
guy that
very intricate.
What's the guy that makes all the like balloon dog rigs? So it literally looks like it's a balloon animal.
Krieger glass.
Oh my God. Like once you dive into it, it's insane because like that's my art.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I like to collect.
He's another one that it really does. You swear to God, you're looking at it from 5 feet away. You're like, that's a balloon dog.
No, because he has one that stands up
on the
stand, but it looks like it's a floating balloon, but it's a heavy stand that it's insane.
Did you see the one that he made the glass that looked like wood and then made the dog out of it, and it looked like it was a toy?
That's crazy.
It looks like I love it.
So that's honestly my goal. I won't say for 2025 because it seems like we've planned ourselves a very busy year of everything that you and I know that's going on the back end. But by end of 2026, I would really like to take some glass blowing classes. My biggest difficulty, I guess, is that like we're very busy. Our schedules are so booked up with everything. And most of the glass blowing studios are nowhere near my house. Like the ones that we've been invited to that we know are some really good glass blowers. So it's like such a time investment, probably like a whole day to, drive for an hour and a half one way, because LA traffic, we got to love that. But by the end of 2026, I want to set aside some time to go maybe with D-Rec. Like D-Rec has offered to teach me how to blow some glass. That's an amazing glass artist to learn how to blow from.
And he's another guy who not only is a glass artist, but knows the art of sandblasting, which is shooting sand at glass at a high speed to carve out, to create
a design.
There's just so much.
It's so crazy and it's so cool. And everybody's personality really does shine through the glass pieces that they make. Like, and then, then you have the hash guys that get to showcase like their love for the plant from a different side, less artsy, more product based. You combine those two together is literally an 8PG Sterling Manor event.
And that's what we're trying to do.
It's really
and show
cool.
people and educate people while
Can I
there.
request something? I don't know.
Let's hear it.
Not request. I'm gonna make a goal for you.
Okay.
And I don't know what you need to do to make it happen, but I would really like to see it happen. I would love to see a live glass blower at your events.
I think we can make that happen. The only thing with live glass blowing is it's just like a higher insurance.
I know, and that's why I'm like, I knew right away, like in order to do it, you probably just have to pay a higher insurance. But I know that nothing will happen because I've seen live glass blowing at events galore times and nobody's ever set themselves or anybody else on fire. So I know you'll get your deposit back. But I think that would be so cool. That's anytime I go to an event. So when we were at like the Cannabis Expo in Chile, in Santiago, Chile. Like I straight
It's
was
so cool you've been to that.
I'm so blessed to get a chance to experience the cannabis cultures in different countries, and
I never have.
It's you're doing Germany with us this June.
So excited!
Germany's
I
already
wait.
a great step, and then I heard that Full Moon Sesh, which is a big Heady glass community that travels and does smoke sessions all over the world. I think they're doing Prague again after Berlin. And that was the most fun hymen I had like in a really long time.
I love
that
Prague.
was cannabis safe. So I'm really, really excited.
I didn't know Prague is cannabis safe.
Had no problem consuming cannabis there. We would literally smoke blunts outside.
I didn't have a problem, but I was always I was smoking in 2013.
Yeah, Prague. This was 2024. So
okay.
Like very, very amazing.
How gorgeous is Prague?
It's gorgeous. But what I was saying is like the first thing I was looking for at like the Chile Expo is like, is there glass blowing? And there was. And it was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
It's just it's amazing. It's really, really cool.
You know who else does a good job of that? Champs.
Champs does do it really but Champs, there's so much ground to cover.
Oh, it's like 1 million square feet.
It's so many steps in, and it's like, I don't know about you, but like I just end up running out of words by like the end of the day. Like I cannot, I need to go recharge somehow.
They have over 2,000 booths.
It's insane.
It is a lot. Like that's why it's a multi-day, but I love their glass blowing section.
It's amazing.
Yeah. They do a great job showcasing the art.
Your event had how many booths?
We had about 35 companies there.
Okay, I think I went through 20 booths and it took me 5 hours.
Oh yeah, especially, and that's what we want. We want you guys to
took so long.
Take your time, talk to people, get the knowledge, get the education of either the hash or the glass, and maybe make a friend. I think that's big. I think you had some friends come by that had a great time.
Yeah. Yusuf
and we
came
love to
by
see that.
with his family, and it was really, really cool because most of the guys that he was hanging out with, they don't really take dabs and stuff. So it was really cool because they had no idea this is how I smoke when we've hung out before. They've just seen me smoke a blunt. And already they were like, wow, those blunts are fat.
Huge.
But then they're like, they see these dabs and I'm like, all right, your turn. All right, you want a dab? And it's like, it was just such a great time. One of my favorite things is taking somebody that's not very involved in the cannabis. Not like, there's people that smoke weed, but this cannabis industry side it's deep.
People don't realize it.
No, that's why I try to encourage as many people as possible to come by, and it's like you'll always be able to make a friend. There's so many cool people. Literally, you start talking about even the glass pieces and immediately like you're not leaving there without conversations with somebody.
And the people there are always willing to have, even outside of the booths, if you see a group of people sitting down and smoking, I promise you, if you go over there with a good vibe, you're going to receive a good vibe.
Yeah, it's really
and
cool.
You will make some friends. I know it can feel intimidating to go to some of these by yourself, especially if it's your first time.
But you know us, so just come find us.
Come up to us.
Usually if you tell us like, hey, I came by myself, 90% of the time once that happens, I turn to someone around me. I'm like, oh, those people said they came by themselves. Or like, oh, those people were really cool over there. And then it's like, it just happens.
I've seen so many friendships start from throwing these events. It's one of the best parts about doing it. Are we looking for another dab?
I would like to take a dab. I'm just trying to reach it, but also not burn myself because I've just love burning myself on coils and torches and stuff.
Can we get real for a second?
I would love that. Let's get it.
How do you feel about the declassified documents that are coming out?
I really enjoy that, like any truth that comes to the surface, I think is important. I think because people should be able to decide their own stuff based on knowing everything, not just based on how you were pushed to believe. It's been a long time, you know, but I feel like these are questions that have still been popping up, like who did it, what happened. And so I think it was really cool to it was like 4K. It was like really clear footage on Twitter of what happened.
Wild. And to know that they've had that, and I mean, more things are going to be coming out, but I do like knowing more of what's going on. And because you got to think like big corporations, right? We know money pushes a lot of things into action.
I hate it, but it does.
I always wonder like what companies are doing in today's world, right? We know that there are cyber attacks. There are like corporate espionage has to be the craziest it's ever been. Or you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm ready.
So I like being able to see what happened in the past truthfully. And then it's kind of nice to see some people get vindicated in the stories that they've been telling. And it's like, oh, whoa, like the truth was out there, but you never really got it verified until now. I think that's so cool.
Absolutely.
2025 is going to be a great year. I really think for everybody out there, it was a tough start.
Yes.
But I think we build back. Everywhere. I think we build
Especially
back.
Los Angeles. I mean,
yeah.
SoCal lost so many homes. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories behind the fires and whatnot. Yeah. Much like what the conversations that were brought up also when Hawaii was, on fire as well, is that there was like backstories and conspiracies. What do you think about that?
I believe the Hawaii ones. Like,
what do you believe?
Because anytime rich homes are not affected and it just happens to, no one knows, and the alert system went down, and it just wipes out an area that I know big real estate and big money would love to get into. I always think that there's some
Picious.
It's very picious. It's overwhelmingly picious.
So picious. Yeah.
But also out here, I'm also wondering, like, there were a lot of wealthy people lost their homes, but an overwhelming amount were like maybe homes that were passed down or people that are doing well, but not shadow government wealthy.
Well, a lot of people were, and this is Twitter, a lot of people on Twitter were speculating that because of all the information that has been coming out about Diddy, and that more information was going to come out about Diddy, that it was going to impact a lot of celebrities, and that had something to do with the fires. Do you agree with that in any type of way?
I'm just like, why couldn't I just go burn it in my backyard?
Because that's picious.
Why? I'm having a fire.
Because every celebrity neighbor is having a bonfire the same night, and it's just like everybody's
I don't know if I'm calling up my buddies and being like, hey, let's all do this. Yeah. No, I'm not doing one of those. I'm out of the group chat. Yeah. I hid those messages a long time ago.
Yeah. Left the group chat.
But either way, it's sad because 99% of the people that did lose their homes obviously weren't involved in any type of way, even if there was. Yeah. And I think we really need to start asking, like, where is the tax money going? Because California is bringing in a lot of money, and I'm curious why there's just dead brush everywhere in these hills. I think we need to do I think everybody, these people are stealing. The mayors, the senators, the congressmen, the governors, they are stealing from us.
Yeah, I mean, that's a conversation. It's the oldest tale in the book.
It is.
The whole world is fucked. I just want to say that. And that's why I smoke so much weed, because it makes you be a little delulu. Because once you become aware of everything that's around you, it's really hard to just like, meh. And I'm not saying to like where you don't think about it, because I think cannabis, for me personally, like I can't suppress too much. If I'm suppressing too much, if I smoke, it brings it back up to the surface. So it's not really like to cover up everything, but I smoke because I'm like, help me like really process everything that like yet another big wave of information that's received every day, another big world event that we're living through that's going to be in history books that our kids are going to be learning about, and it's just like in our lifetimes. Like it's just crazy. And I'm only 30.
And I think I smoke just to calm myself down a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I'm moving in my head, and it just helps me.
I feel that. Funnel
everything. And it also drowns things out. Like I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the news. I don't follow any news things. I feel like there is so many bad things going on, and that's what's focused on. I just want to like focus on myself, my family, the people around me, and like things like LA, like help out as much as you can, do what you can. But the world is not in a great state right now.
No.
But it's getting better every day. I do think, right? Like 20 years ago, I think it was a more dangerous place. But now I'm feeling better every day. Doesn't mean that bad things don't happen in places, but I'd like to think that it's a 0.0001% better every day.
I agree. Well, listen, overall, I think there's a lot of ground for us to cover, and that's why I'm super excited to do this podcast with you. I think we'll try to have some really awesome guest stars on here to get another perception and a point of view from someone else.
Absolutely.
But overall, episode 1, I'm loving this. Thank you so much to anybody that tuned in today. Please subscribe, follow, tweet us, and let us know anything you would like us to talk about in the upcoming episodes, or maybe a guest star you would like to see on the show. And I'm really excited about this. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait. We're going to have some great dabs, some great new dabbing technology and education. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be on top of trying to find the cool new gadgets. Yeah. And show them all to you, because there's something new coming out every day. We're such a fresh industry compared to everything else in the world. The best is yet to come, and we'll be doing it together. So I will be seeing you in the next episode. You're going to be seeing us every 2 weeks, starting out right now. So I will see you soon. Later. Bye.